Hey everybody, Tony and Chris back for another TigerSox review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
The Blue Collar Beer Gourmet, brought to you by the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
And Tony.
And the letter T and C and the number $10 zillion.
10 zillion.
Okay. Hi everybody, we missed you.
We did. Hope you had a good Easter. What did you do for yours?
Well,
I did household chores.
You know how religious I am. Yeah, says the atheist. Nothing. Drank beer, stared at the sun, went mad.
Mad.
I don't really do Easter. I mean, it's kind of what it's one of those holidays. It's Valentine's Day, same thing. Easter, same thing. I'm not a religious person. And you're not going to make me be. Just for the sake of this interview. Or review.
Well, today we're reviewing a beer that was a gift to Tony, a birthday gift.
Yeah.
Tony's birthday was just last month in March. Happy birthday.
Well, it's mid-April now. Or
so
April 8th anyway. But thanks.
Not that far off.
So yeah, Karl Herrera, who works at Tenaya Creek Brewing. Hello, Karl.
Creek Geeks LV.
You might recognize this in just a second. This was a gift from Karl, and I've had it in my fridge for a few weeks, but I was saving it for this gentleman to my left and for this video right here. So, because I like to share beers with him that, we're not really going to get a shot to try, and, I don't really even know how much the bottle costs. It was a gift, so it's, it's a matter of, like, are we going to find it at Total Wine, or are we going to find it at Lee's, and if we do, is it $40? I'm not going to buy it anyway.
Well, I got to say, we did do the Untapped homework and discovered that only 36 people have reviewed it for a cumulative score of 4.1, which ain't bad for 36 reviews.
Pretty good. I was surprised it was only 36.
So I've got to wonder if it's
very low.
If it's either very recent or not widely distributed. Hell, they may not distribute more than 20 miles outside of the brewery. So
plus, this is the kind of bottle where I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a serial number type thing. How one of those where it's handwritten or stamped with the date. Anyway, this is from Heretic. They're out of Fairfield, California. And this is the Heretic Incubus. It's an Imperial Stout, barrel-aged ale, aged in bourbon barrels. So, and it's a big one. It's 12% ABV. So,
got a pint point six.
Pint point six.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big boy. So here it is again. Kind of looks like a wine bottle. I mean, if you were looking at this from a distance,
yeah.
Like sitting in a wine select rack at someone's
one
house
of those,
or something. This just looks like a Merlot or something.
Or one of those beer merchants whose wine sort of bleeds into the beer. You might think that a wine bottle had made its way over to the beer.
Except for the wax top. I don't think you really see too many wax top.
That's true. For you don't see bottle caps on wine. That's very true.
So I'm going to start the process.
We do not have a. I did not see a brewed on date or an enjoyed by date.
No, that I did not.
It is 12%, so very, very easily you could leave. Let's face it, this is the kind of bottle you could age if you had the proper spot.
Whew, man.
And I did.
This thing just like releasing a genie out of a bottle. I just got the cap, and the whole garage just filled up.
Actually, we do. We have a bottle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
10, 20.
October 20th, 2017.
There we go.
So.
There you go. It's in October, and for a 12% stout, that's not particularly old.
No, it's had some time to age a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyway, the aroma just like exploded out of this thing when I took the cap off.
And this is, oh wow, yeah, I smell molasses and alcohol and
big time vanilla, like baking vanilla. Those little black bottles you get like this for baking.
Yeah. Basically smell like grain alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, thank you, Karl, by the way. This is
thank you, Karl.
This will be very fun and exciting. And Chris will be using the Aces and Nails glass here from with the stone logo on it.
Stone gargoyle.
There you go. I will be drinking out of, since Karl works at Tenaya Creek, I'll be using Tenaya Creek glass.
Tenaya Creek goblet. Yeah. Indeed.
Of course. And, it's the TigerSox series, so here's this guy. Red Sox are 7-1.
7-1.
Tigers are 3-4. Nothing really that special. I mean, 7-1, hell of a start for you guys. Huh?
Yeah, actually, considering, unfortunately, your Tigers are kind of like my Royals. A lot of times, if a good beginning is not a good sign for the season. Of course, I know that Paul, what are you, 3-4, 4-3,
3-4,
3-4.
As of the time of this recording. they're playing right now, the White Sox, but they'll be lucky if they're a 500 team, which means you're not getting in the playoffs. So, but Boston, man, just cooking,
baby,
cooking with Wesson.
Do we have IBUs on this?
No.
Okay. And just to let you know, when I looked it up on Untapped, this is in fact the bourbon barrel version. There is a there's a regular version of this too, so it's not.
Is it?
Yeah, this is actually the specialized version of the Imperial Stout.
I'm not surprised. You get a nice stout with a lot of complexity to it. You make an alternative version in a barrel. So
okay, now
the aromas.
Once again, I'm still getting
intoxicating.
Lots of molasses. I mean, very sweet smelling.
Pretty much, that's all I'm smelling.
And alcohol, alcohol and molasses, and
of course the wood. You are getting the wood. That's for sure. Now I'm actually getting a little hint of the bourbon. There's before it actually, I gotta admit, it did smell just a little bit, like I said, like grain alcohol, just that non-specific alcohol-y, smell. Right.
But now that it goes on a little bit longer, like Tony said, you're getting the wood, and I think that's part of the bourbon too, is getting that wood in there.
The alcohol smell is just like the volume is turned way up on this.
It's no surprise if you didn't have a label on this and somebody just poured it to you and handed it to you and said this has a 12% ABV,
you're like,
you'd believe it after having a whiff of it.
You might say, "That's it?
Yeah,
you sure? Is that all? 12%? Jeez." And I'm not an expert on stouts like Mr. Rouse here, but as far as when it comes to like smelling a good quality one, I think it's one of the best smelling beers out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When it comes to just lining up a bunch of different styles of beers and just simply smelling them, one of my absolute favorite kind of beers
across the board too,
like,
because not everybody's going to love that smell of hop oil coming off an IPA or what have you, but pretty much stouts always produce a smell that almost everybody likes. That chocolatey, that raisiny, that currant, and molasses.
There's something for everybody in there, especially the chocolate. I mean, that usually wins everybody over. The coffee is going to win someone over. The cocoa, the vanilla. There's some component. That's.
I'm going to describe this
Stouts
as having,
good.
I'm going to say low carbonation, actually, which is typical for porters and stouts. The head is very, very wispy. You can see it's already gone.
It almost looks like a nitro from this angle.
It does, and I got to admit, I'm a little surprised the lacing isn't more pronounced than this. But it really...
A little bit of a resilience.
It is, but if you just let it sit, you'll see that it doesn't stay very long. It's not creating any sort of...
Yeah, it's more just like a film than it is.
It's not actual
like
lacing. It's more like residue. Cheers.
I agree. Cheers, everybody.
Getting a little bit of nuttiness.
I'm getting a bit like a biscuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's kind of falls in line.
Oaty, I guess, is probably the where the two would meet. Between biscuit and nut, I'm guessing, is oats. So maybe what we're getting is
some kind
almost
of
like an oatmeal
stout. Grain, bread.
Actually, I gotta say this does taste like an oatmeal stout. It doesn't say that that's what it is, but it tastes kind of like an oatmeal stout to me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm getting more than just malt. It's
totally, yeah. I mean, the cocoa is really coming on. The espresso's coming on. The alcohol is just like, hello.
Yeah, right now my sinuses have got the alcohol burn going.
But it's not like an alcohol like where it's just like this taste of chemical or something. I think it's really well balanced. Actually,
it's definitely a sipping beer, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we still got quite a bit more. So this, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I think this is going to be the kind of beer that Tony's going to get to recap and put back in his on his shelf for a bit.
I'm drinking later on tonight. You're saying, or tomorrow? Well, just because when we film these things, we don't just do half a bottle of beer and then close the laptop and call it a day. We do more than one. So to start off.
But honestly, I don't know that I could do all of this. I'll put it to you this way. I think you have to have the day free. I still got to do some grocery shopping today. I got some laundry I got to get done.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do...
Local time right now is 12:45 p.m. on Sunday the 8th, so... Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why, you start with this one, and then you just kind of, the next one might be 9%, and then, 6% or whatever, but... Anyway, back to this beer.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'm growing weary of. I think I mentioned this in the previous review. I'm growing quite wary of barrel-aged anything.
It's becoming, yeah.
It's really become like everyone's just like, well, if we don't make something barrel-aged, we're going to become irrelevant tomorrow. No, that's just not true. I mean, but it seems like everybody's making barrel-aged something. Even Tenaya Creek announced they've got something in the barrels right now.
Well, there's more than one barrel festivals that are dedicated just to small breweries that have barrel-aged something. While it was... It's kind of, I don't know, it's like the trend of IPAs, you know. I was looking in my box today to see what beers I have coming up to review, and I'm almost embarrassed by how many IPAs there are in the box,
right?
Which let's face it, I always try and find the beers that are around the $2 range. If the beers that are around the $2 range are IPAs, that must mean that there's a glut of IPAs on the market because somebody's trying to sell their IPA at a lower price. So it's not even, and sometimes when these trends take over, it's kind of detrimental to the hobby, you know. And I don't know that there's anything necessarily detrimental about barrel aged, but at the same time, you know, what's it like to not have a barrel-aged Imperial Stout? You know, right. I mean, especially an Imperial Stout. I don't know that I could find it. I'm not sure you could go to Total and find more than maybe 3 Imperial Stouts that aren't barrel-aged.
That's true.
Pretty much everything Imperial anymore is barrel-aged.
Right.
Whether it's a stout or a...
It's like they're just trying to make everything so rich to the point where you feel justified dropping the extra, few dollars down because they went through the extra trouble
of aging it
So,
and buying a barrel from some distiller who's making
right.
Bourbon.
I mean, it's a nice little ecosystem we got when it comes to everyone buying from everybody else. That's fantastic, but it's a gluttony really at this point. It's just, I mean, now we're even hearing about other styles being aged in tequila barrels, and I'm like,
Yep, rum barrels too. If it's certain brand.
We all love our spirits, one or the other. Mm-hmm. I personally have no use for vodka, but I love whiskey and bourbon. So to just drink those is on ice, simple, clean, easy. I'm pleased. I'm happy. But when you start, hey, let's try putting tequila in with this pale ale, and well, every once in a while, you're like, ooh, these results. But just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Exactly. That's just it. I don't know that anybody...
getting kind of old.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to, copy everybody else. And in the same, flipping the shoe to the other foot, very recently I picked up a bottle of Cask Mates. And for over a year I've been looking at the bottle of Cask Mates from Jameson. Whiskey that was aged in stout beer barrels. Good. And I just thought, okay, gotta try that. Finally, one day, about a couple months ago, Nancy and I were at Total getting the stuff, and I said, I'm gonna pick up a bottle of that. I'm just doing it. I gotta tell you, I can't tell the difference between that and any other Jameson. I really can't. And once again, and I saw that they've now got another series of the Cask Mates, and it's whiskey that was aged in IPA barrels.
Yeah, really.
And let's put it to you this way: I hope you Coopers are making money. And probably if there's a Cooper out there watching right now who's saying, "Look, asshole, that's how I make my living."
Oh yeah,
you've got a point. You got a point. I'm not trying to begrudge you making a living.
Neither am I.
But I just think if you don't have something specific in mind when you're going to barrel age it, don't barrel age it. You don't need to.
Yeah.
I mean,
because unfortunately the result's going to be the same almost every single time. Stouts in a bourbon barrel. Guess what? It's going to have. This is a good beer, and we got about 35 seconds left.
Oh wow!
But guess what? I mean, they're almost all going to be copycats. They don't have originality too much.
Untapped score.
3.75.
I'm giving it 3.5. So give me a little more than 9. We do appreciate it, Karl. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Karl. No, I am enjoying it for sure.
Just it's not gonna take the place of my favorite stout. Until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.
See you soon. Toodaloo.